Now please welcome Director of Marketing, Zach Edson.
Thank you everyone for coming tonight. We know that it's a busy time of year and we're really pleased that you've taken the time to attend our launch event. And we are incredibly excited by the opportunity that's in front of us at Lucid. We believe that this is the beginning of an absolute automotive revolution being driven by rapid changes in technology. Tonight, we're going to show you 3 cars: a world-class sports car, a sublime luxury car, and an efficient mid-size sedan. But before unveiling these cars, we'd like to explain the vision that's driven us to create the vehicles that you're going to see here tonight. This is the 130-year anniversary of the invention of the car. This 130-year period has yielded great advancements in refinement, performance, safety, and efficiency. Despite these advancements, the automotive industry has grown stagnant. For decades now, it's been the same few companies taking the same approach to product development. Every couple of years, making incremental updates to their existing models, and occasionally adding a new model, hoping to reach a specific type of customer. The result, as you can see, is an unnecessarily complex offering, with each model trying to differentiate itself a little bit from the other. No single car giving you all of the attributes that you're looking for. The success of this complex system has also forced these companies into a difficult position. If they were to introduce a new, truly innovative product, they would be disrupting this system that they've been working so hard to perfect for the last 100 years. This is what makes today such an exciting time to be in the auto industry. Now companies like Lucid can take a fresh look at how cars are conceived, the way they are laid out, and the energy that propels them. We are seeking to simplify these complex model lineups and create new, rational models free from compromise. At Lucid, a small, dedicated team is applying technologies in innovative ways to create cars that are better suited to the needs of a modern consumer. We are reimagining what is possible and leading a new era of luxury mobility. Now, one of the leaders of this new vision that I'd like to introduce you to is Derek Jenkins. Derek started his career as an exterior designer at Audi in Germany. He then spent 9 years as chief designer for Volkswagen North America, leading projects like the Microbus and Scirocco concepts. Derek comes to Lucid from Mazda North America, where he was the director of design and was very influential in the design language for Mazda today, and was lead North American designer for the MX-5 Miata, voted 2016 World Car of the Year and World Design Car of the Year. At Lucid, Derek oversees all design developments and has been instrumental in defining the Lucid brand. Please join me in welcoming Lucid's Vice President of Design, Derek Jenkins.
Wow. Welcome, everybody. We're super, super thrilled to have you here tonight. This is a pretty big deal for us. You know, this is such an exciting time in the auto industry. Zach mentioned it. We really are on the cutting edge of some radical changes. These changes are really being driven by a convergence of key technologies. The first, we all know, autonomy. It's in the news almost every day. Electrification is key. We all want to be connected, connectivity, and of course, ride sharing. Even one of these massive technologies would be disruptive to our business. But the fact that they're all converging simultaneously is absolutely profound for the car business. Even more exciting than the technical revolution is it's all happening right here in California. And we see evidence of this all around us, whether it's the rumors of an Apple car or the autonomous efforts from Google or even the open discussion of, is the future of a car simply a cell phone with 4 wheels? Or will the future car even have a steering wheel? Look at the success of Uber and Lyft on our daily mobile lives. All of this is happening right here in California. But of course, California is known for much more than that. It's the diverse landscape, the oceans, the deserts, the mountains. It's the iconic people and places, its lifestyle, its design, its creativity. It's all forms of technology, innovation. But above all else, it's about the spirit of the people that live here, that work here, that come here from all over the world to do great things right here in California. We see California as a fusion of cutting-edge technology, transformative engineering, and innovation, together with artistry and emotion. That's what makes this place so unique. At Lucid, this is how we would like to see the future of the automobile, to take the very, very best of this technology revolution that's coming, it's out there, and combining it with the spirit and the emotion and the feeling of all the things that we love about the automobile. In the future, we should not have to compromise between these two ideals. Lucid will be a new kind of luxury experience, unlike anything on the market today. We feel there is a growing, technically savvy consumer hungry for this type of product and experience. And that's not just here in the US. That's all over the world. That's China, that's Asia, that's Europe. It's everywhere. So, Zach talked about 3 vehicles. The first would be a world-class electric sports car with performance and acceleration worthy of only a handful of today's exotic hypercars. It would be for those that enjoy actually driving and being physically connected to their vehicle. It would have electric power so seamless, it makes an internal combustion car seem antiquated. In short, it's the feeling of pure electric energy. Now, the second car reimagines what a sublime, modern luxury experience should be, filled with incredible comfort and features and conveniences. It, of course, would have world-class craftsmanship, materials, and sophistication. And at Lucid, we're going to wrap it in a cutting-edge, minimalist design that moves well beyond today's automotive styling trends. But above all else, there'd be enough room in this car to spread out, relax, and just lie back and enjoy the ride. In short, it's a new kind of space. It's a new kind of space inside the vehicle, and it's a new space in the luxury vehicle market. The third car being an amazing vehicle perfect for your daily commute, one that has the range to get you where you need to go and back again, one that is the right size for your urban commute, parking garages, tight spaces at the shopping mall, incredibly comfortable, filled with connected technologies, autonomous features, and a vehicle that gives you back what none of us have enough of, and that's time. The time spent in this car is time well spent. To recap, a sports car to give you the experience of pure electric energy, a luxury car to experience a sublime, relaxing space, and a commuter car to navigate the crowded streets and give you back your time. Energy, space, and time. We don't feel you should have to choose between these vehicles or these ideals. So if you haven't figured it out by now, the secret is I'm talking about a single vehicle, you know that already, that seamlessly combines the experiences to create an entirely new class of luxury vehicle, and we call this vehicle Lucid Air. With this new class that we've created, it's a vehicle that fills the space between 3 traditional vehicles in the marketplace, and as a result, we feel there's a much larger customer available. It starts with a mid-size vehicle. This is the volume segment of luxury around the world. something like an E-Class Mercedes, mid-size Audi A6, 5 Series BMW. That's the footprint of the car. But the silhouette of the car is much more like a coupe, low, wide, and of course, ultra-high performance and extremely emotional. But most importantly, this vehicle would have the interior space of a long wheelbase S-Class Mercedes, Maybach, A8, fill in the blank. It's all about that interior space. Take those attributes and combine them into a single vehicle. That's truly amazing, and it's a true game changer. Now, here to tell you exactly how that's even technically possible is our CTO and the real visionary behind this space concept, Mr. Peter Rawlinson. Now, Peter has over 30 years of vehicle engineering experience. He was the chief engineer at Lotus, the principal engineer at Jaguar Cars, but without question, he's best known for his role as chief engineer of the Tesla Model S. He personally holds over 30 patents for that groundbreaking vehicle. Now, I see Peter as an absolute visionary in this new era of electrification. And he has been the driving force behind what has accelerated Lucid to the point where we are right now here tonight. Please welcome Peter Rawlinson.
Thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, our VIP guests, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to you all for joining us this evening. And in particular, I'd like to thank some key investors who are here, our board members, and also extend a special thanks and welcome to Governor Ducey of the great state of Arizona. Thank you. You know, when we embarked upon this project, upon this journey, it really all started with a vision, a very clear vision. And that vision was, how could we improve a car? How could we create a paradigm shift, as it were, in terms of the experience, the driving experience, the riding experience? How much better could we make an automobile? And there was a clarity, if you like, a lucidity in that vision, which is reflected in the name of our brand. And the inspiration for that was truly the experience of executive jet flight, of business class travel. How could we simulate, replicate experientially that on four wheels on a road? What enabler could make this transformation a reality? Well, that enabler could be electric powertrain. If we look at these power units, comparable size, comparable scale, internal combustion engine of around 600 horsepower. Here we have a Lucid rear motor, 600 horsepower. Actually, the thing is smaller than that in real life. I can literally put it under my arm, 600 horsepower. Quite shocking. Now, you know, we're so used to, in our lifetime, experiencing miniaturization, particularly with consumer products, electronic products. And we're not just seeing miniaturization, we're seeing this convergence of capability, of a functionality between multiple products into one, as well as that miniaturization. And yet that stands in stark contrast with the incremental, rather systematic and slow advance that we see in the automobile sector. Now, it's quite often we refer to horsepower, and it's so much part of our language today. It's hard to imagine. We have to take a step back. That when we talk about a 300 horsepower engine, it really means it's got 300 times the power of one of these beasts. Now, this is to scale, I do assure you, and our motor, our Lucid rear motor, literally has really the power of a stampede of these beasts, 600 of these. It's quite shocking. It's almost unimaginable, but it's actually factual. So let's look at how we could use that electric power to great effect for transformative effect upon the automobile. Now, we've already seen that we can have a great electric vehicle with a very simple, prismatic, pure design of battery pack, this skateboard format. Yeah, and that's very good. But is that really the most imaginative shape? Does that really extract the full potential, the three-dimensional spatial potential, to optimize the experience for the passenger and for the occupants of the car? And I would contend it doesn't. I believe there's a better form factor, a more imaginative, sculpted shape, which could really have a profound effect upon the occupant's space. What else can we do? Well, let's look at concentrated pockets of technology here around the front axle. How could we concentrate, condense the capability of technological componentry into that area, densely occupying a limited space? And this is the Lucid solution for that area. Here we have all developed and created in-house, a virtual axis, double wishbone front suspension, air suspension, switchable volume, inverted air springs to reduce unsprung mass and improve ride quality. We also have a revolutionary intake system for our HVAC, for our aircon, which has got twin blowers in front of the bulkhead. The noisy blowers removed at last from the cabin to remove that intrusive noise and put it somewhere else. That's imaginative use of space enabled because we don't have an internal combustion engine there. What can we do at the rear? Taking a similar philosophy, let's condense and compress this technology, the multi-link rear suspension with a 600 horsepower motor, inverter. And actually we've got this very unit on display for your perusal later this evening. The actual physical part is there, just a few meters from the stage. This is all developed and created in-house, state-of-the-art, multi-link, aluminum intensive. This subframe is not welded, it's bonded together. It's lighter and stiffer. This is state-of-the-art technology, all created by a small and dedicated team. And the consequence of that is that we can have quite a profound, quite surprising spatial impact upon the cabin for a superior experience for the occupants. And taking that another step forward, it's possible to design at an intersystems level to spatially optimize not just the suspension and the drivetrain, but to have seats interactively designed with these systems. And a key enabler here has been our methodology, but also I believe this is the sort of breakthrough that a small company with laser vision, with a dedicated workforce can achieve. I think it'd be very difficult for a large automaker to make these steps forward. And you can see here how the rear seats can pivot around this suspension assembly. So the suspension has been inspired and driven by the design of the seats. And this is creating this rear aircraft seat option to give that jet aircraft on the road kind of experience. So then, to bring all this together, we can bring in the battery pack, add a rear motor, add a front motor, spice it up with some advanced air suspension, and some other systems, the innovative twin blower system for the HVAC. And the result is an unsurpassed, unparalleled experience in terms of space and comfort for the occupants. Now, all that would be okay, but nothing without the core technology to support that. And here we're at Lucid, we're cutters to the core, we're a technology company, we're a Silicon Valley tech company, and our bread and butter is our electric powertrain technology. Our approach is really to take everything from the core laws of physics, from the core mathematics, analyze heavily, intensively on the computer to optimize these systems. Here we see a state-of-the-art electromagnetic simulation reflecting our in-house motor design. We've applied this core mathematical approach to every element of the system. Here we have our own patented differential system, and there's an example on display for your perusal later. This has no bevel gears, unlike a conventional system. It's an epicyclic spur system, patented, developed in-house. We're going straight into production with that. And it has incredible volumetric torque density, which is super important for packaging to the last millimeter in a car. Also, the methodology. Here we see the motor and transmission system. The methodology that we've applied to that. My engineers have thought as a joined-up unit. I've asked them to create a single inertial system, a rotational system, not to have a split between a motor team and a transmission team and problems where the two interact. This is joined-up thinking of the highest order. And applying this deeply analytical approach, here we see a very advanced computer simulation of oil cooling within our motor. And we've used our own in-house coding techniques to create a form of artificial intelligence, and that's enabled the computer to seek topological optimization of the cooling tracks within the motor and the inverter. The result is a motor which is 12% more power dense, both gravimetrically and volumetrically, than the nearest competitor. And at the core of our technology is our battery pack. We've been making battery packs and designing them since the company was founded in 2007. We've accrued 20 million miles with a faultless safety record, and we believe that we have an extraordinary battery pack. We have two battery pack options. The standard entry level will be 100 kilowatt hours with over 300-mile range. But we can also provide a groundbreaking battery pack of 130 kilowatt hours, which will endow the vehicle with a breakthrough range of 400 miles. Aerodynamics and the overall aero efficiency, the overall efficiency package of the vehicle is of paramount significance. We have an amazing team of engineers. Aero is led by former Red Bull Formula One racing team engineer, and we've created a car with extraordinary aerodynamic profile. We believe with breakthrough aerodynamics to give this exceptional range. And this shows some of the virtual wind tunnel analysis that we undertake. We periodically visit the wind tunnel, but most of the work is done this way. Watch as the streamlines hit you in the face here. Now, autonomous driving is a big part of the story, and Derek touched on this, that this conflation of electric cars, of connected car, of shared, of ride-sharing, and autonomous driving. This conflation that's happening here in California of these four technologies concurrently. And we believe that we are making this the quintessential, best-suited platform for the new paradigm of autonomous driving and shared mobility. And the reason is that we're endowing the car with a very extensive sensor suite of cameras of different angle capability, long and short range radar, and an extensive suite of lidars to give that overlap, that level of redundancy that's required in that data collection to accommodate for inclement weather conditions and strange scenarios of reflected light that in the real world the car will encounter. So what began with a clear vision, a vision inspired by what an executive jet on the road could be like, has really metamorphosized into something which I believe covers so many facets of the current marketplace. And when we look at this complex market, we believe we've created a product, the resultant product is truly potentially disruptive and bridges across many of the vehicles that you see in this complex matrix. So really to sum up some headline numbers, we have a car, the Lucid Air, with 1,000 horsepower, with the 0 to 60 time. Okay. . with a 0 to 60 time of 2.5 seconds. And 300 miles range is standard. 400 miles is available. And all Lucid Air will feature this revolutionary space concept, this experiential improvement for the occupants. With that, Derek?
As Peter mentioned, it's all about the joined-up thinking. It's really been the development of this car really has been a collaborative effort, one that I've never experienced before this. We believe this is a significant step forward, not just for the electric car, but across the broader automotive and mobility experience. And the collective Lucid team has put a great deal of blood, sweat, and tears. It's been a very busy year. You have to realize that we are only 300 people doing this, and I got to say the team's just remarkable. So please, let's give the Lucid team a hand here. It's been a true team effort. So, are we ready for this? All right, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Lucid Air. So, you like it? Awesome. So this is really exciting for us tonight. One thing you have to realize, this is not a concept car. This is our alpha car. This is our alpha prototype. This is a production representative of what we absolutely intend to build at the end of 2018. So I'm going to take a few minutes to run through a little bit how we view the design of this vehicle and kind of the approach that we've taken. It starts with basic prioritization of proportion, surface, and what I call graphics. Now, Peter talked a lot about the executive jet, and I think we took this quite literal. This idea of a very long, sleek cabin, very elongated car, where the majority of the proportion of the vehicle, much like an aircraft, is dedicated to the occupants. Very sleek, effortlessly fast, very flush, very minimalist. We wanted that feeling of the executive jet. And of course, that starts with the proportion of the vehicle. First thing you'll notice, an incredibly long cabin and a very short front end. And the reason for that is there's no V8 transmission or any of that up front. We have our motors, as Peter pointed out, spread out throughout the vehicle. So we are able to take that space back from the internal combustion motor and give that space to the interior of the car. And that's really fundamental and game-changing to the overall proportion. We have this very unique silhouette with the A-pillar through the D-post, all aluminum finish, again, inspired by aircraft. And then lastly, a very clean, minimalist body side to keep this very consequent and focused. Next is the surfacing of the car. We wanted to keep the car very clean. I didn't want to have a lot of changes on the body side and a bunch of lines, which is very current in automotive design today. We wanted to get back to just simple, pure sculpting, try to bring in some traditional automotive beauty, but do it in a way that's quite minimalist and pure, and still has a technical edge to it. Next is the face of the car. Now this is really, in my opinion, how people really identify with the vehicle, and that's through the face. And the first thing you'll notice is it's completely different than an internal combustion car. Gone is the large vertical radiator. This is really, from our point of view, a symbol of the past. The vertical radiator is really something that's been around for well over 100 years, and that's not necessary with an electric vehicle. The second big thing is the lighting. So with the lighting and the cooling, this is absolutely driven by cutting-edge technology. And Peter, please, if you could for a second, explain some of the background with the lighting and cooling.
Yes, certainly, Derek. We've made a breakthrough with our lighting technology through our in-house lighting technology team. And we've created lights which are truly breakthrough in terms of their size and their functionality. A conventional headlight is inspired by human eye. And really, the face of the car is replicating the human face, with each headlamp being a single lens. We've drawn our inspiration instead of from humans, but rather from insects. We're familiar with insects having thousands of lenses, micro lenses. And we have here, in each lamp, 4,870 micro lenses. That's per side. So instead of having 2 lenses, we have nearly 10,000. And one of the key advantages of that is that each lens can have a discrete focal length. So we can actually tailor the 3-dimensional, not just a beam of light, but a 3-dimensional field of light. And this will have profound impact upon safety for the vehicle and feedback for the driver. And so in each of these 10 pockets, which are just 3/4 of an inch tall, 19 millimeters, we have 487 micro lenses. Now, we make those in a process which is a tray technique, similar to making a wafer tray technique, similar to the way that silicon chips are made. And we've developed all the mathematics, the optical mathematics, and the programming and the logic behind this in-house and patented it. We call this Lucid Vision. Now, moving on, another part that defines the face is this air intake here, which is really minuscule in terms of its air intake area. And what we've done is we've created a very innovative intake system which creates dual vortices of air through the nose to tailor and contour the air that meets the radiators, to get the best spread of air right across the radiators, which means that we have more efficiency because the radiators can be smaller for a given level of performance. Now, we call this Lucid Vortex, and it's a patented technology of ours.
Thank you, Peter. Additional to that, we have our lidar radar camera package down below here, and then we have our front charge port that also adds to the face signature of the vehicle. And of course, around the rear of the vehicle, we continue that same linear minimalist signature through our LED light blade, as well as our autonomous feature mount down below. Now, the interior. As you can imagine, this car is really designed from the inside out. The packaging in this car, the packaging in the interior, the occupant space has been the priority. And so the interior was really, really a special project on its own. It starts with the LCD screen array across the top. This is actually 3 individual screens under one piece of seamless touch glass. And then in the center console, we have an additional 12.3-inch LCD screen that retracts back into the dash to expose a 2-tiered storage system through the center console. And then, of course, those seats. This is absolutely incredible. After this, you have to come up and take a look. Full-on first-class rear seat configuration. Absolutely unbelievable. And, of course, we will have an optional bench seat, standard bench seat. But this still has an amazing amount of space and legroom. It's incredible comfort. You'll also be able to experience the bench seat in the other model in the small room to the right here. And of course, we'll have a full suite of rear seat entertainment and rear seat convenience packages. It's all done with this glass canopy concept, and this is really key because obviously that looks great from outside the car, but once you're inside, it's even more amazing and adds to the whole Lucid experience. So speaking of experience, UX was a huge priority for us. This is something where we wanted to really create kind of maximum capability with minimal effort. In short, a really seamless technology experience, so your time spent in the vehicle is time well spent. And that's really key because so often, I know I'm a serial commuter, this time is wasted, and we want to make the most out of that. So we do that through a connected, natural, and adaptive experience. The connected component is the idea that when you're not with your car, you're obviously connected through your app. You can configure the car, you can prepare the car, you can summon the car. Once you're in the vehicle, of course, you're connected to the outside world, streaming content, uploading, downloading content, and of course, just staying connected to the world around you. Next is natural. Now, I'm sure some of you have experienced command-based voice activation in today's cars, and I'm not a fan. Typically, this doesn't work very well, but what we're talking about is a totally natural experience. Just when you want the car to do something, how long does it take to get to the airport? Play Led Zeppelin, whatever. It just does it. Much more in tune with the experience you would have with Siri or Amazon Echo. Nobody's done this in the car yet today, and we think it would be absolutely groundbreaking because it's those little things that you do on your phone, and you all do it. I know that. Those are the things that get you in trouble out on the road. Lastly is adaptive. This is the idea that the car knows your schedule, it knows your routine, it knows when you need to be at the next meeting, and it adapts to your daily routine, whether it's yours or somebody else's profile like your spouse, it knows you. All of this is done in a cockpit that has been designed from day one for both manual driving as well as autonomous driving, and that's really key because that changes directly upon us. Lastly, audio. Silent vehicle, silent drivetrain. We wanted to make absolute most out of the audio experience. 29 speakers throughout the interior, seamlessly integrated, so none of these boombox speaker grills everywhere. They're all hidden away seamlessly, meant to be heard and not seen. And 12 beam-forming microphones, so no matter where you're sitting in your Lucid Air, it can pick up your voice and react accordingly. Next is our color and material of finishes. This is a premium vehicle. We see it as a luxury vehicle, so the materials and how it's executed has to be sophisticated and ultra-high quality. We see this sense of natural, authentic, and a fusion of materials, man-made materials and natural materials to create an iconic premium environment. But what's really exciting about this is all the different trim packages we're offering have been inspired by different locations around the state of California, starting with Mojave at midnight, pitch black, different tones of black. This would be my personal favorite. So you have this really rich, dark wood, dark leather, just beautiful. Santa Monica in the early morning with the ocean fog. Everything's whitewashed, everything's uniform in color, very light, very airy, very lucid. Santa Cruz is more saturated with that warm California sunlight, just beautiful. And then, of course, Tahoe. Now, these themes, if you have some time later on, please go back to the Lucid Lounge. We have 3 virtual reality goggle stations set up, and you can go into an immersive environment, sit in the vehicle in a virtual space, and experience exactly what these different trim packages would look like and feel like. So, Lucid Air.
And everybody, I'm so cognizant that Derek and I are fronting the work of 300 very talented people, and I just want to say thanks to all of them, and also the sheer level of collaboration between design and engineering that we've enjoyed. We've had a blast, and we're having a blast, and I think that is truly represented and reflected in the stature and caliber of this product. Thank you, Derek. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Peter. Absolutely. So, Zach's going to run us through the rest of the evening. Zach?
All right. Thank you, Peter and Derek, for the introduction to the car. And thank you, everyone, for coming again tonight. So when you first came in, there were covers on a number of displays, doors were closed, a few rooms were closed off. It's all open now, the covers are off. There's technology, there's design displays. You can learn more about the philosophy of Lucid and the inner workings of the car. Feel free to ask questions to a Lucid employee nearby. Don't forget to visit the rooms to my right here that were closed off earlier, and to go back through the tunnel that you came in through to check out the Lucid Lounge and see the virtual reality color material display. If you look to your right now, there are a series of alpha prototypes that are ready to start giving demo rides to everyone, showing some of the capabilities of the car. And we are now officially accepting reservations for the car as well. And we've reserved the first spots for attendees at tonight's event. Members of the sales team are available just back here. They're waving. Yay, thank you. If you wish to learn more about placing an order or to check out the jacket that we've made for reservation placers tonight. Thank you again, and I'd like to invite you all up on stage to come look at the car.